Good morning, everyone. Today we will continue with the topic diversity of living organism. As you all can see in the given chart, I have written the classification of tiger and mango. Let me tell you about the hierarchical order. If you go like this, you will see that we are starting from the lowest level to highest level. This is called hierarchy. So we can define hierarchy as a system of arrangement or a framework for classification in which various taxonomic categories are placed in order of logical sequence. Now, just see the lowest hierarchical point, that is species. So, what species is? It is considered a group of individual organism with fundamental similarities. Okay, so all those organisms which are having the very fundamental similarities, they are called species, and we are able to distinguish one species from the other related to their morphological differences. For example, if I consider Mangifera indica and Solanum tuberosum, that is potato. You all know what is Mangifera indica? It is mango, and Solanum tuberosum is potato. Then what we consider that here indica and tuberosum, they represent specific epithets. What is specific epithet? That means they differ with each other to species. Is it clear? So next category above two species is genus. What genus is? It informs the taxonomic category higher than the species, and it is a group of closely related species. For example, dog, jackal, wolf, they all come in the same genus. Okay. What is the name of the genus to which dog, jackal, wolf belongs? It is Canis. Okay. They belong to genus Canis because they are closely related to each other but belong to different species. Is it clear? For example, potato, brinjal, they are placed in the same genus Solanum, but they belong to different species. What are the species? Like potato belongs to tuberosum, that is Solanum tuberosum, whereas brinjal is Solanum melongena. Are you getting? Now, above genus is family. A number of so the number of genera having several common characters having the same family or belongs to same family. For example, Solanum, Petunia, Datura, they have some common characters, and that is why they have been placed in the same family, that is Solanaceae. Now let's come above family, that is order. A number of families having common characters are placed in an order. For example, if we take cat, tiger, they belong to family Felidae. Okay, though they differ in family, though they differ in genus, okay, but they come under the same order, that is Felidae. Above order is class. The class is a basic category and similar orders are placed together in a class. For example, class Mammalia includes Carnivora, Chiroptera, Rodentia. They have few common characters like the presence of mammary glands. Then above that is phylum, and many classes with some common characters are included in phylum. For example, phylum Chordata includes classes like Pisces, Amphibia, Mammalia, because they have common characters like presence of notochord. Then the highest category is kingdom, and all animals are included under kingdom Animalia, and all plants are included under kingdom Plantae. Now let us see the classification of tiger. See, Tiger belongs to kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Carnivora, family Felidae, genus Panthera, species Tigris. See mango classification, kingdom Plantae, division. Please make sure phylum is for animal, division is for plants. Division Tracheophyta, because we know the dicots have tracheids and vessels. So it comes under division Tracheophyta. Class Dicotyledone, order Sapinidales, family Encardiaceae, genus Mangifera, species Indica. So this tells about the classification of animal and plants. Is it clear? Now see the tools for study of biodiversity. We all know the famous tool for studying biodiversity is herbarium. Like unless we don't have the tools, taxonomical, they are also called taxonomical aids, we can't write about the classification. So we should know about the source. So the first source which gives us information about plant is herbarium. Actually, the herbarium are not only just the files, but they are the like a storehouse of collected plant specimens. And how these specimens are collected? They are first dried, pressed and preserved in sheets, and then they are arranged according to the universally accepted system of classification. Okay, so like in future, whenever there is a need to get any information, they are used. Then next taxonomic tool is museum. What museums are? Like museums are generally set up in educational institutes such as schools and colleges, and there we have collection of preserved plants and animal specimen. Why? So that we can study about them. Specimens are preserved in the containers or jars like you have seen in your school lab, and they are stored in preservative solutions which help to save them from desiccating. Now plants and animal specimens may be preserved in as dry specimens also. Sometimes they are dried also and they are like preserved. Insects are preserved in the boxes after like killing and pinning. Then large animals like birds and mammals, they are stuffed and preserved. And museums, they have skeletons also, skeletons of animals. Now let us talk about next taxonomical aid, botanical gardens. These are specialized gardens which have collection of living plants. Okay, like big botanical gardens are there, and one of the famous botanical gardens are at Kew, which is in England. In India, Indian Botanical Garden in Havra, that is in India, and National Botanical Research Institute, which is very famous in Lucknow, India. Let's talk about zoological parks, which are also called as zoo. If you might have often visit zoo, where you see varieties of animals, and like scientists, they can study about various animals, the way they live, their morphological characters by visiting zoo. Okay, so animals behavior are often studied by visiting zoos. All animals are provided in zoo, and like there we see that animals find all the natural conditions. Okay, now next and very very important tool is key. Okay, now what key is? It is the taxonomical aid which help us to identify plants and animal. How? Based on their similarities and dissimilarities. These keys are contrasting characters which are generally in a pair. It represents the choice, only one, and rejection of the other. Each statement in the key is called a lead, which help us to lead to to identify the organism. Okay, so key is the like very very important tool so that we can reach to the the organism. We can identify that organism. Okay, So this much for today. Thank you.